Well, welcome to Berkeley Nucleonics. This is a short introduction on our Model 725 multi-trigger digital delay generator. Now, Mark, you've had some time to work on the product. What are some of the main features you think are most interesting?
I think probably the most outstanding feature on the 725 is it's, we use another one here just so we can maybe get a better look at the back. It's, with all the connectivity we have, we can do an awful lot more. Each of the channels has an input. There are a total of 8 inputs on the device, a total of 8 outputs on the device. The inputs are not dedicated to be only trigger, only gate, only clock inputs. They can be programmed to be any of those things, trigger, gate, clock. The outputs are, again, from 8 truly independent channels. They can be programmed to have separate frequencies, unlike a lot of products where you maybe just have one frequency and all the other channels are just sort of a sub-harmonic or just a breakdown. For instance,
so channel A is not tied to input A, channel B is not tied to input B. You could trigger 4 channels from one trigger and 2 channels from another trigger.
And channel D, slightly more delay. Each of the channels can have their own separate delay. And just for fun, I decided on channel F here to simply use the inputs of all of those channels and superimpose each of those delays as an output for just channel F. Channel F now is using all those separate inputs.
Well, that's a lot of complex configuration capability, matrixing different channels. You can do that all with the buttons on the front panel?
Well, you don't have to do all of it with the buttons at the front panel. Probably one of the things you'll notice is that there really is no front panel display. So you're not really going to be doing a lot of the tweaking with the device itself. And most of the work that you're going to be doing is actually with a very simple graphic user interface, Windows-based, and we call it timerPRO. timerPRO allows you to select any of these channels, and the channel can be anything from being a fixed output to a flip-flop to invert with a follower, if you will, a delayed pulse, a timer. Any of these channels can be programmed, and once you select what you want it to be, you can select the logic and download it and store it.
Now, what is valid? The signal. I know this has some special filtering capability.
It has the ability, you can lock out, make a signal be stable for a certain amount of time before you declare that to be a valid trigger. Helps take care of things like bouncy switches or nuisance noise in the environment.
Great. And so the front panel can. What are the buttons here on the front panel?
We've got enable or disable, and it can be for all of the channels or for any of the individual channels. If you arrive at a program that you like, and for instance the one that we've created here, and this is the one that we're going to use for experimentation, we can save this by doing save this, for instance, as A. And
we'd like to address your specific applications. We think this is probably the most customizable pulse generator we have.
And I have I get the fun to play with the device. If somebody's got a question or an application out there, I'm going to see what I can do about making it work.
So we look forward to hearing from you. We have demo units available. Give us a call and we'll get right on your application.